Hi, my name is Sisyphus, and I am here today to share with you the roles and responsibilities of the WGU Licensure Office. I would like to explain how our ongoing and everyday tasks relate to compliance and accreditation, and to highlight some of the operose projects and tasks that are the standard in our office. The Licensure Office licenses students through three different pathways. One pathway is the reciprocity with Utah, where Utah license is required first, and then the student can apply to the desired state with a Utah teaching license as an out-of-state applicant. Another pathway is direct with state-specific program approval, and the last pathway is direct based on our approval in our home state of Utah and regional accreditation with the NWCCU. The certification of WGU graduates stems directly from the work of the Compliance and Accreditation Department. Feats such as the implementation of SARA, accreditation by the NWCCU, NCATE, and CAPE, and program approval in 6 states and counting, ensures that WGU students graduate from robust programs that lead to career-advancing certifications. The Licensure Office provides information to students and program mentors that complies with state standards, accreditation, and licensure requirements, allowing WGU graduates to obtain the certification sought when initially enrolling in our programs. It is the job of the WGU Licensure Office to ensure that WGU students are informed of and meet licensure requirements. States require the dean of a college or a dean's representative, such as the WGU Teacher Licensure Office, to recommend program completers for initial licenses and endorsements. Each state has a different recommendation system that our office must follow to recommend students for certification. Some states, such as Illinois, require us to complete and submit a program completion verification form along with an out-of-state teaching license on the student's behalf. Other states, such as Georgia and Washington, require us to complete the program verification online using the Department of Education's online recommendation system. Still other states, such as Utah, require us to use the online Cactus system to recommend initial licensure students, but require that paper recommendation forms are completed and submitted for students adding an endorsement for completion of an advanced program. Occasionally, despite meeting requirements listed in the student handbook articles, students are still denied licensure and deficiencies are issued that must be satisfied. For example, Georgia requires all licensure applicants to complete exceptional child coursework. When state certification officers do not recognize this course in a WGU transcript, then a certification officer from our office must work with the state licensure office to respond to the deficiency. Our office provides documentation of the coursework taken to satisfy the requirement. We provide supporting evidence, such as a course of study documents and program reports, to satisfy deficiencies. Sometimes, as seen with an Ohio administrator license deficiency that was issued in March, satisfying deficiencies requires intensive research. In this instance, Ohio needed to issue an administrator license that is comparable to the administrator license that would be issued to program completers in our home state of Utah. Therefore, Ohio asked WGU to provide evidence of the grade level and type of work allowed by the school administrator license that Utah would issue. Our office dug into Utah administrative code until we determined that Utah lets local education agencies decide which positions individuals with a school administrator license may fill, and regulations would not define the positions available to individuals with a school administrator license. After searching through multiple sources, we read through our accrediting body NCATE's Educational Leadership Program Recognition Standards to determine that our NCATE-approved Educational Leadership Program could lead to a school building level administrator license. Ohio accepted the information provided and issued the WGU graduate a school principal license. Satisfying deficiencies is often a lengthy and intensive research-based endeavor that takes weeks to complete. It requires communication with state licensing agencies and students and demands well-crafted supporting evidence such as citing and interpreting administrative code. One important task of the Licensure Office is to build and maintain vital relationships with our colleagues at state departments of education. It is these working relationships that allow us to satisfy deficiencies, navigate changes in state requirements, and know the perils that lie on the trail ahead of us. These relationships are nurtured through phone and email correspondence, but they are often forged in person at Department of Education conferences held throughout the year. Sometimes it takes a pulley system of collaboration among teams to push a square boulder up a huge steep hill. An example of a project of this scale was the planning and the execution involved in moving all Missouri students from a direct licensure route back to reciprocity to ensure they received the Missouri licenses they sought when they initially enrolled at WGU. Licensure helped dig the groundwork for the accounting programs, BSAC and MACC, by researching the education requirements to sit for the CPA exam in all 50 states and 6 territories. This research was shared with compliance and accreditation and the business program curriculum managers to create robust programs that lead to CPA eligibility. Along the path, students in state boards of accountancy reach out to Licensure with questions. Licensure collaborates with other departments, such as business curriculum or enrollment, as necessary, to respond to the inquiries and keep the boulder rolling up the hill. Licensure has also sat in on Board of Accountancy meetings to provide support regarding state and program requirements. For example, the Florida State Board of Accountancy previously reviewed all WGU applicants individually in a telephone meeting, and Licensure would attend to provide confirmation of coursework. Recently, we joined with compliance specialists, accounting program curriculum managers, and accounting mentors to review WGU's programs with the Florida BOA. This meeting resulted in the Florida BOA approving WGU's coursework, so students will no longer be reviewed one by one. Our teamwork gave the boulder a significant push up the hill. The Licensure Office routinely researches licensure regulations for states and territories to ensure students have accurate and current information regarding licensure requirements for each TC state and program offered at WGU. This crucial research is what has allowed the Licensure Office to bat 1,000 when licensing graduates. Research of licensure regulations allows the Licensure Office to successfully maintain over 1,400 student handbook articles, informing students and other university colleagues, such as program mentors, of the licensure requirements for each state and program. We also provide detailed instructions of how to apply for licensure upon completion of a WGU program. Among the 1,400 articles for which the Licensure Office is responsible are state and program-specific exam requirement student handbook articles. These articles ensure that upon completion of programs, students have passed exams and met additional requirements for licensure. State-established requirements can and do change, and our office must update handbook articles when changes occur. Many changes relate to exams. There are 2 companies who create and administer teacher preparation exams: ETS, who administers Praxis exams, and Pearson, who administers state-specific exams such as the Indiana Core Assessments. Praxis releases exam updates every July, and pertinent handbook articles and SRM cut scores must be updated accordingly. The Licensure Office is also responsible for creating new and maintaining existing cut scores in the SRM so that the Records Department can accurately post required exams. It may be surprising to hear that states have different minimum passing score requirements for the same exam. For example, Utah requires the Praxis 5081 Social Studies Content Knowledge exam be passed with a minimum score of 159. Montana requires a 155, while West Virginia requires a 148. There are 57 cut score rules in the SRM for the Praxis 5081. One exists for each state that requires the exam, one exists for Guam, and some states have 2 or 3 cut scores to account for the cut score changes over the years. There are currently over 2,500 cut scores in the SRM for past and present exams. The Licensure Office uses dozens of different technologies and software to successfully scale the mountain of tasks for which we are responsible. We work out of Salesforce, but also have to work in the online systems of state education agencies and be adept at sifting through rules and regulations to provide evidence of state licensure requirements. We use a plethora of other applications and websites as well to be knowledgeable and successful certification officers. The Licensure Office owns and maintains a number of important documents, such as the enrollment issues, EdTPA information by state, and advanced program practicum hours required by state spreadsheets that have been crafted from information obtained during licensure research. These internal documents are used by Licensure, but are also used by other teams like Enrollment and Teacher Success. The Licensure Office has also supported compliance and accreditation in their work by compiling information as seen in the Licensure Pathways by State CAPE project. In addition to the specialized work that our office routinely performs, the licensure office has ongoing responsibilities that keep us continually rolling a boulder up the face of a large mountain of tasks. We call this job security. Our office responds to an average of 1,000 cases per month through the SRM. We complete hundreds of initial and advanced program licensure recommendations in a year, and regularly track and respond to deficiencies. Additionally, we assist students and other departments on a daily basis to ensure correct and current information and licensure requirements are communicated so the licensure process is an easy trail for WGU students to navigate.